A visit to a cafe. Lena visits a small cafe on a warm afternoon. She does not go there every day, but she likes to visit when she has a little free time. The cafe is near the center of the city, not far from a quiet street with small shops and trees. It is not a loud place. It is simple, bright, and friendly, and that is why Lena likes it. Today she finishes her morning work early and decides to walk there before going home. The weather is mild and the sky is clear. A soft wind moves through the street, and the afternoon feels open and light. Lena carries only a small bag, her phone, and her wallet. She wants an easy hour with no hurry. When she reaches the cafe, she slows down a little before the door. She likes to look through the front window first. Inside, she can see warm lights, a few round tables, a long counter, and cakes behind a glass screen. One man sits near the window with a notebook. Two women talk quietly near the back wall. A worker behind the counter is making coffee. The cafe already feels calm, even from outside. Lena opens the door and steps in. At once, she smells coffee, warm bread, and something sweet. The room is not large, but it feels comfortable. Light falls across the floor from the front windows, and soft music plays in the background. Cups are on a shelf behind the counter. Plates are stacked neatly nearby. A menu hangs on the wall, but Lena already knows what she wants. "Hello," the worker says with a smile. "Hello," Lena answers. She stands near the counter for a moment and looks at the cakes anyway. She always does this, even when she knows her order. Today there is a chocolate cake, a lemon cake, and a plate of small biscuits. Next to them, a sandwich sits under the glass. It looks fresh and simple. "Can I help you?" the worker asks. "Yes," Lena says. "A coffee and one sandwich, please." "Of course," the worker says. While the coffee is being made, Lena takes out her wallet and gets ready to pay. The worker moves with calm hands. First, he takes a cup from the shelf. Then, he makes the coffee. After that, he places the sandwich on a small plate. Everything is simple, but Lena likes to watch the small steps. They make the place feel warm and human. "Here you are," the worker says. "Thank you," Lena says. She pays, puts her wallet back in her bag, and carries the tray to a table near the window. This is her favorite place in the cafe. From that table, she can see both the room inside and the street outside. She can watch people pass by, buses stop at the corner, and light move across the buildings. At the same time, she can hear cups touch plates, soft voices near the counter, and the small sounds of coffee being made. Lena sits down and looks around for a moment before she eats. The man with the notebook is still writing. One woman near the back laughs softly at something her friend says. A young student opens a book at another table and takes out a pen. Nobody is loud. Nobody is rushing. The cafe is full of small, quiet activity. Lena likes that very much. First, she drinks a little coffee. It is warm but not too hot. Then, she takes one bite of the sandwich. It is fresh and simple, just what she wanted. She smiles a little and looks out of the window. Outside, the street is active, but not in a hard way. A bus moves slowly past the cafe. A woman with a blue bag crosses the road at the corner. Two people stand near a shop window and talk. A tree by the street moves in the wind. Everything feels alive, but nothing feels too heavy. After a few minutes, Lena takes her phone from her bag and checks one message. Then, she puts it away again. She does not want to spend the whole visit looking at a screen. She wants to enjoy the place itself, the coffee, the window light, the people, and the slow time around her. That is one reason she comes here. At home, she can drink coffee too. She can eat a sandwich there. But the cafe gives her something more. It gives her a small change of space. It gives her a table by the window, the sound of other people living their day, and the feeling that time can move slowly for a while. She takes another sip of coffee and opens a notebook from her bag. On one page, she writes only a few small words. Coffee window table afternoon. She looks at the words and smiles. They fit the moment exactly. Then, she writes one short sentence under them. This is a good hour. She does not write more after that. She only likes to keep a small note from calm moments like this. It helps her remember them later, when the week feels too full or too fast. Soon the worker walks past her table with a cloth in his hand. He is cleaning another table nearby. Is everything okay? He asks. Yes, Lena says. It is very nice here. He smiles. I am glad to hear that. Lena finishes the sandwich slowly. Then, she drinks the last of her coffee. She is not in a hurry to leave, but she knows she should not stay too long. The afternoon is moving on. More people are coming into the cafe now, and the room is a little more active than before. A man in a coat stands near the menu and reads it carefully. Two students come in together and look for a free table. A woman carries a cake to the seat by the wall. The cafe is changing, but it still feels soft and welcoming. Before she leaves, Lena sits for one more quiet minute. She looks at the empty cup. She looks at the plate. She looks at the window. The light is a little different now. It is warmer and lower than before. On the street outside, more people are walking home. A bus stops again at the corner. A child points at something in a shop window. The city is moving toward evening. Lena likes that feeling too. Then, she puts the notebook back into her bag, stands up, and carries the empty cup and plate to the counter. Thank you, she says to the worker. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon, he answers. You too, Lena says. She leaves the cafe and steps back into the street. The air is still soft, but it feels cooler now. She turns once and looks at the window again. From outside, the cafe still looks warm and bright. People are inside, talking, writing, drinking coffee, and taking a small break from the day. Lena walks away with a quiet smile. The visit was simple. She only had a coffee, a sandwich, and a little time by the window. But that was enough. Sometimes a small cafe, a warm drink, and one peaceful hour can change the whole feeling of a day. For Lena, this is why the place matters. It is not only about coffee. It is about warmth. It is about pause. It is about one small table, one clear window, and one gentle hour in the middle of life.